Hi. So, today we will solve one GATE question that came in the year 2013. Okay. Here you can see the question. You see, I have not written the question completely, but I tell you what was there in the question. Or you can Google it out and you will get this question. Okay. So, what they have asked you to select the option in which there is no deadlock at all. Okay. So, what these options are, don't worry, I will explain you. So, in all the options, you can see that I have written X, Y, Z. So, X, Y, Z, it indicates the processes. So, it means what? There are three processes, X, Y, and Z. Okay, rather than P1, P2, and P3, in the question, they have used the term X, Y, and Z. Okay, and also you can see in all the options A, B, C, you can see A, B, C, D, all these variables you can see, like here you can see A, B, C, then you can see C, D, A. So these are semaphore variables. Okay, actually these are binary semaphore variables. Fine. So A, B, C, D are binary semaphore variables. Okay, and here you can see P operations are applied on the variables. So P operation basically what it means? It's a weight operation. Okay, and also you can see here each process before entering into the critical section must execute the entry section code. Fine. So here you can see that process X before entering the critical section must execute its respective code. So this code PA, PB and PC, that process X will have to execute this code. Process Y will have to execute this code. Process Z have to execute this code. Okay. So while entering into the critical section, there is a chance of deadlock, as we have already seen in the previous lecture, where I explained how deadlock can occur in the binary semaphore. Okay, so so on that basis, we will solve the question. Okay, so let me tell you once again, they have asked you to select the option in which there is no deadlock at all. Fine. So let's solve it. Hmm. So let's check option A. So here we have to check all the options one by one. Okay, and you just see here. Here I am writing three processes are there in option A: X, Y, and Z. Okay, so process X have to execute these codes PA, PB, and PC. Fine. So okay. So here you can see that process X. Suppose process X have executed this code. Okay, PA. Process X have executed this code PA. Fine. Okay. So now before process X could execute this code PB, a context switching happened and the CPU is given to process Y. Okay. So now process Y will execute this line PB. Fine. So now process Y will execute this line PA. This is PB. So process Y have also executed this PB. Fine. And now before process Y could execute this PC, context switching happened and CPU is given to process Z. Fine. So now process Z will execute this PC. Fine. Okay. So here you just imagine A, B, C, and D all are initialized as 1. Okay. And after applying P operations, the variable value will become 0. Okay. So now here you can see that all these processes Px, Py and Pz have executed the first line of their code. That is X have executed PA, Y have executed PB, Z has executed PC. Now suppose again CPU is given back to process X. Okay, CPU is again given back to process X. So now X wants to execute this PB, okay, because X had executed up to this line, so definitely X will execute this. So here X will try to execute this one PB, okay, but you can see here Y have already executed PB, fine, and the value of B has become 0, okay, and here also Z has already executed C and the value of C has become 0, and P have already executed A and the value of A has become 0, fine. So now when X will try to execute this line PB, so it will get blocked. Why? Because the value of B has become 0, because Y have already executed a wait operation on B. So it means what? This is blocked. So this is blocked, okay. So now process X can't execute this line, okay. Now CPU is given back to process Y, fine. So now CPU will definitely execute this PC because process Y will definitely execute PC. Why? Because process Y has already executed PB. Okay, so process Y will start from here. So process Y will try to execute this operation PC. Fine, but you can see here the value of C is 0, which is made by Z, because process Z has applied P operation on C. So therefore process Y can't successfully execute this PC. Here process Y will get blocked. Why? Because the value of C is 0. So it is also blocked. Fine. Now the CPU is given back to process Z. Okay. So process Z will So process Z will start from here because process Z has already executed this line PC. So process Z will start from here PD. Okay. So here process Z will execute this line. So here you can see that process Z will successfully execute P operation on D because the value of D is still 1, because none of the process has applied P operation on D. So first time P operation on D is getting applied. So since the value of D is 1, so it will be made 0. Fine. And now after applying this operation, now suppose the CPU is with remains with PZ. So now, okay, after applying this operation, if CPU is given to X, either to X or Y, then still X and Y can't execute because both X and Y are blocked at this point. Okay, they will remain blocked till the value of B or C is 0. Okay, so now the CPU is given back to process Z, because if the CPU was given to process X and Y, nothing was happened because process X and Y is executed is blocked at this point. Okay, now again CPU is given to process Z, and now process Z will try to execute PA. Okay, because process Z have already executed this, successfully executed this PT, and now process Z will try to execute PA. So here you can see that the value of A is 0, which is made by X. Okay, so since it is 0, so therefore process Z can't execute this line successfully. So here Z is also blocked. Okay, so here you can see that all these processes X, Y and Z are blocked at some point. So definitely it is a case of deadlock because they can't come out from this condition. You see here process X will only successfully execute PB if one of the process will apply B operation, signal operation on B. Then the value of B will be made 1 and after that process X can successfully execute this line. Okay, but these things are not happening. What I mean to say that, suppose one of the process, say one of the process like process A, it suppose applies VB operation. Okay, it suppose applies VB operation. It means what? The value of B will be made 1, and after that, if CPU is given back to process X, then process X can successfully execute this line, but no such things are happening. Okay, so here you can see it's a clear case of deadlock. Okay, or you can also think this in this way. Okay, just see, there are 3 processes X, Y and Z. Fine. So now both these processes, suppose both these processes, uh, uh, process X have successfully executed this line PA. Okay, so now process X have successfully executed this line PA. So it means what? Now process X is holding a variable. Okay, think like this. The arrow towards X means what? Process X have successfully executed this P operation on mutex variable A. So process X is holding this variable A. Oh, fine. And after that, there is a context switching. Okay, and now Y have also successfully applied P operation on B. Okay, and C is and Z, and there is a context switching. CPU is given to Z, and Z has also successfully applied P operation on C. Okay, so and after successfully applying, and now suppose CPU is given back to process X. Okay, process X have successfully applied P operation on A. Now process X wants to apply P operation on B, but this B is acquired by Y, so process X will have to wait for this. Okay, towards, there is an arrow from X to B. It means what? Process X is waiting for B. Okay, and here, okay, and after that is CPU is given to process Y. You can see that after successfully executing P operation on B, Y will wait for C. Why will wait for C? Because C is already acquired by Z. So here Y is waiting for C. Fine. And you see here, forget about D. You see here, process Z have successfully applied C. Okay, and after that, suppose process Z, just forget about this. Okay, and after that, suppose process Z needs to apply P operation on A. So what will happen? Process Z will have to wait for A. Why? Because A is being acquired by X. So here you can see there is a cycle. It means what? All the processes are dependent on each other. All the processes are blocked. So you can see there is a clear case of deadlock in option A. So option A is false. Fine. So now let's check option. Before coming to option B, let's check option C. Okay. So I'm roughing this. So now let's see what is option C. 3 processes are there: X, Y and Z. Okay. So yeah. So now process X have successfully, suppose process X tries first, CPUs with process X successfully executed this. Okay, this P operation on B. So after successfully executing, the value of B is 0. Fine. Now CPU is given to process Y, suppose. So process Y will execute PC. After successfully executing, the value of C is 0. Fine. And after that, CPU is given to process Z. So process Z will apply P operation on A. So now the value of A has become 0. Okay. So till at this point, all the processes have successfully executed their respective codes. Okay. So after that, suppose CPU is given back to process X. So now process X needs to apply P operation on A. Okay. So process X will apply P operation on A, but here process X will have to wait. Why? Because the value of A has been made 0 by the process Z. So since the value of A is 0, so this P operation is not successful. So now here process X will have to wait. So here process X is blocked. Okay. Now, now suppose CPU is given to process Z. Okay. Rather than process Y, CPU is given to process Z. Okay. Because context switching can happen at any order. Okay. So suppose CPU is given to process Z rather than process Y. So what will happen? Since process Z has executed this code, so process Z will start from here. So process Z will apply P operation on C. Fine. So here you can see that process Y, process Z will have to wait. Why? Because the value of C is 0, which is made by 0, which is made by process Y. So here process Z is also blocked. Okay. So here two processes are blocked. So now after this, suppose the CPU is given to process Z. Fine. So process Z will apply PB because process Z has executed till PC, and after PC PB is there. So process Y will apply PB. But here you can see that the value of B has been made 0 by X. So the process Y will not successfully execute this code because the value of B is 0. So again process Y is also blocked here. Fine. So here you can see that all the three processes are blocked. So here there is also a deadlock. Fine. Both in option A and option C, we can detect a deadlock. Okay. So and also in cyclic diagram, you can write like this. There are three processes X, Y, Z. Okay. Process A has successfully applied P operation on A. Process Y has successfully applied P operation on C. Process Z has successfully applied P operation on A. Okay. And after that, CPU is given to process X. Now process X is waiting for A, and A is acquired by Z. So here you can see process X is waiting for A. Fine. And now the CPU is there is a context switching and CPU is given to Z. So process Z wants to apply P operation on C, but C is acquired by Y. So now process Z will have to wait for this C, which is acquired by Y. And now again the CPU is given back to process Y, and now process Y wants to apply PB operation. So now, here it was B. Fine. So now process Y will have to wait for this because B is acquired by X. So here you can see there is a cycle like this. You can see. So whenever there is a cycle, there is a deadlock. So deadlock is also there in option C. Let's try for option D. Fine. So in option D, just see process X means PA. Suppose process X, process Y, and process Z. Okay. Process okay. Process X have successfully applied PA, and after that there is a context switch. Okay. And now the CPU is given to process Y. So now process Y will apply PC, P of C. So now both have made the value of A and C as 0, 0 respectively. So now, if context switching is happened and CPU is given to process Z, then process Z will have to wait. Why? Because the value of C has been made 0 by process Y, and here process Z wants to apply P of C, but C is already 0. So if there is a context switching happened at this point, if CPU is given to process Z, then process Z will have to wait. Okay. So rather than that, suppose if CPU is given back to process X, fine. So now process X will apply B operation. So yeah, here process Z is blocked, suppose. Okay. So now process CPU is given back to process X. Now process X will apply B operation, and process X, suppose, okay, the value of B is 1. Still now no process have accessed the variable B, so it will be made 0. Okay, so process X have executed up to here, and now suppose CPU is given to process Y. Okay, so now process Y will apply P operation on B, P of B, but here you can see the value of B is 0. Okay, the value of B is 0. It means what? Process Y will be blocked. Okay, and here you see Z is already blocked on the semaphore variable C. Okay, and without executing PC successfully, Z can't execute PD. So still Z is blocked because C has not been made 1 by any of the process, or any of the process, say process Y, have not released C. Okay, so C is still 0 and Z is blocked. So here you can see Y and Z both are blocked. Okay, and now CPU is again given back to process X. Okay, now process X will apply C operation at the end, fine, P of C. But here you can see that the value of C has been made 0 by Y. So here you can see that X is also blocked. So here all the three processes are blocked. Here both X, Y and Z are blocked at some point of time. So here you can see that the deadlock is there. So this is also not a correct option. Fine. So this is also a deadlock situation. So now only one option is left. Okay, and cyclic diagram you should try with your own. Okay, I have shown you for option A and option C. For option D you should try with your own. Okay, so let's analyze option B. So let's check option B. Okay, so here we can see that in all these options A, C and D, there are chances of deadlock. So let's see, and we know that since we have to select one correct option, so definitely option B will be correct. Okay, but let's see how the option B is correct. Fine. So let's see here. Suppose CPU is with process X. So process X will successfully apply P operation on B. So now the value of B has become 0. Okay, and now CPU is given back to process, suppose a process Z. Okay, CPU is given back to process Z, because if CPU is given to process Y, then process Y will be blocked because the value of B is 0 and process Y will execute P of B. That's why. So the process is given to process, CPU is given to process Z, suppose P of A. Fine. So now A value is 1, so it will successfully apply P of A. So now it has become 0. Fine. So now, so now suppose after executing this P of A, suppose the CPU is still with process Z. Okay. So now, because if CPU is given to process X, suppose, and process X will execute P of A, but here the value of A is 0. So it's better that the CPU should remain with process Z. So now CPU is with process Z, so process Z will apply C, P of C. Okay, it will successfully apply. The value of C is initialized as 1, so now it will become 0. Fine. Okay, and after that, suppose Yeah, and after that, uh, CPU remains with process Z, and process Z applies PD, P of D. Okay. So now D value is 1, so it will successfully execute P of D. So now here you can see that process Z have successfully executed its total code PAPCPD. It means what? The task of process Z is over. So process Z will release all these mutex variables A, C, and D, because you see, if the task is over, then there is no question of keeping the variables with it. So it's better, if your task is over, you should release the resource, so that that resource will be utilized by the others. Okay. So since the task of process Z is over, so process Z have released this resource A, C, and D. Fine. So now, since A, C, and D has been released, so it means what? You just think like this, that the task of process Z is over. So now process Z will has given signal to A, C, and D. Okay. So now A, C, and D will become 1. Become 1 means what? They are available. Okay. So now, so just forget about Z. It has completed. Z is completed. Fine. So now, yeah, if suppose if CPU is given to process X, okay, so process X this time will successfully execute P of A. Why? Because the value of A is 1. Okay, that's why. So now process X has successfully executed P of A. Now the value of A has become 0. Fine. Okay, and after that, suppose if CPU remains with process X, so process X will apply P, at the end process X will apply P of C. The value of C is 1, so process X will successfully execute P of C. Now process X will enter the critical section. It means what? That so after entering the critical section, if suppose the task of process X is also over. Fine. So process X will release all these variables B, A, and C. B, A, and C. A, C, and B. So these three, so all these variables are available. So that's why if B is equal to 1, A is equal to 1, C is equal to 1, D is equal to 1. Okay. So now if the CPU is given to process X, so see process Y. Since process Y is the only process left, so if there is only one process, then there is no chance of deadlock. Okay, process Y will successfully execute P of B operation because the value of B is 1, then P of C operation, then P of D operation. So here we can see that in option B, there is no chance of deadlock. Okay, so option B is the correct option. Okay, thank you.